Here's a fun fact for you. Teams that have leaders with high emotional intelligence tend to perform better overall and have a higher level of employee engagement. So, if you're looking to improve your team's overall performance, stay tuned. I got more information on how to improve your emotional intelligence to increase your leadership effectiveness. Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Preston and I help young professionals just like you create exciting careers. Before I get into the content, make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay notified every time I got a new video. I have new videos every Tuesday. I want to break today's video up into two parts. First, I want to talk about what is emotional intelligence and why is it relevant in business. And next, I want to talk about the 4 components that make up emotional intelligence and what different actions that you can take to improve each of those 4 components. So let's jump into what is emotional intelligence. The formal definition of emotional intelligence: the capacity to be aware of, control and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. What does that mean? So a lot of business is just figuring out how to collaborate with others and how to build and work together. And emotional intelligence offers 4 pillars, 4 components that we can use to improve, to grow, to help us be better at collaborating with others. So the 4 buckets that I want to talk about are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. So let's dive into those right now. The first big component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. At this stage, and this is the starting point when you want to improve your emotional intelligence, this bucket is really just understanding your emotions and articulating them internally. Why am I feeling this way? What's causing me to feel this way? Is this because of something that I'm doing? Is this something because of what other people are doing? Figuring out why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, and then moving on to the next step of self-management. A big part of being self-aware is also knowing your strengths. So if you don't know your strengths, make sure you go back and watch this video on how to find your strengths. The second pillar of emotional intelligence is self-management. Self-management is really broken down into sort of 4 subparts: emotional self-control, adaptability, achievement orientation, and positive outlook. When you're in a team environment and you need to collaborate with others, being able to manage your own emotions is crucially important. Picture this: if you're sitting in a meeting and someone says something that you really don't agree with and your face is like, or if you find something that someone says to be annoying or frustrating, you might be like, but if you can regulate your own emotions, you tend to be more adaptable, and the more positive that you feel, you typically have more creativity and more innovation. So in general, managing your own emotions first before you start working in a team environment is going to really put you ahead and make sure that you are able to collaborate in a way that's flexible, that's emotionally controlled and professional. You're going to be able to come up with a lot of great ideas to bring to your team. So that's number 2. The third pillar of emotional intelligence is social awareness, and that's broken up into 2 pieces. First is empathy, your ability to actually feel how others are feeling, and the second part is organizational awareness. So how aware are you of the components and how everything connects within your organization, within a business environment? And if you're looking for more information on organizational awareness, I talk about that in this video about being a great leader, so make sure to check that out. Social awareness is really important when you start collaborating with others, because this is really the first step that you take into getting into the mind of how other people are operating, which makes it a lot easier for you to work with them. So if someone comes at you with a lot of pressure and a lot of emotion toward one specific project, you might think, wow, this person's coming on really, really strong. But what you might not know is that person has deadlines of their own, their boss might be pressuring them, and that takes in the empathy piece of it. If you can find out how the organization is set up, then you might be able to find out, oh, this person is reacting this way because of their position in this organization. Being able to understand, both empathize with your coworkers and as well as understand the organizational setup and how your company runs, those 2 components will really help you understand social awareness a lot better. And the 4th pillar of emotional intelligence is relationship management. And relationship management has 5 parts: influence, coach and mentor, conflict management, teamwork, and inspirational leadership. So as you move more into a leadership position, relationship management becomes really important because you're no longer being judged on your technical ability to complete a job, but you're being judged on your ability to influence, resolve conflict, coach and mentor your team, inspire your team. So relationship management, once you get to a leadership position, it's really important to start honing this practice. You might be drawn to one of these 4 pillars, and you might say to yourself, I'm really good at relationship management, but my social awareness could use a little work. And that's okay. The theory behind emotional intelligence is that you really should start with social awareness, no matter how good you are. So for example, I think that I'm really good at relationship management, but if I want to start improving all of my skills, I start with social awareness, being able to understand my own emotions, move into self-management, go to social awareness, and then go to relationship management. And what you'll find is that you really, as you start moving up and as you start thinking more about being more emotionally intelligent, being more empathetic, understanding your emotions more, you'll kind of naturally become better at emotional intelligence as a whole. Now that you know these tips, you're going to kind of think about when you get into a situation and say, oh, I'm not really great at managing conflict. Oh, let me look and see how I can be better at managing relationships. And I talk a lot about conflict management in this video if you want to go back and check it out. And now that you know these 4 elements of emotional intelligence, you can start focusing on them and practicing them and naturally learning more about yourself as you go through this process. So really that's the key to emotional intelligence, is be aware of the 4 buckets, be aware of what you are good at, and then just keep refining and keep practicing. That's really all that there is to it. Which of these emotional intelligence pillars are you most familiar with? Are you most comfortable with? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it. That's the overview of emotional intelligence. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe below and check out my other videos. And I have new videos every Tuesday, so I'll see you then.